What's up, everyone? What's up, everyone? I just have to say, what's up? Had the music going just because I wanted to make sure everyone was live. So, hey, what's up? What's happening? Everyone, I hope that you're having a great day. What day it is? What day it is? My, what day is it? Do we know what day it is? Hey, happy hump day. We're happily and humbly hosting while also bringing happiness and hoisting. I was trying to keep going with the alliteration. Too much. I did better in the comments, but I'm not alone by any measure because I thought the voices in my head were disturbing, but they actually were just my co-hosts. So speaking of disturbing, let's go ahead and start with contestant number 1.
Yo, E-Rock, how are you tonight? It's going to be a fun night of NFL, college football, WNBA, and Colorado football, baby.
That's right. That's exactly. The man speaks true. He read the docket. All right. Speaking of reading the docket, the guy who runs by the manuscript, and he's feeling very generous today. He's already paid me a compliment in his own way. Well, I'm not going to jinx that, though. I'm just going to go ahead and say, holy Jesus, Mary and Joseph. What's up?
That was off screen, so you can't prove that happened.
I can't. That's true. But we all know. We know. What's up, Joe? Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah, but speaking of being off screen, that was that was funny. Apparently, Jordan is not quite on his A game today. He was like, "Well, what are you being fined? What are you being fined for, man?" I was like, "I'm like, he's got a clause in his contract. Only Joe knows about it. It's an appearance clause. You gotta love Marshawn Lynch, the best. Who has? You know, let's open this. You know, this is how we're gonna open it today because we always do opening remarks and calling cards. But you know what? We're going to open this like this. We're going to do calling cards, but instead of your opening statement, like usual, who in your opinion gives the best, past or present, gives the best press conferences, coach or player, past or present, and then your calling cards start. I'll let whoever starts. Let whoever wants to start.
That's tough.
It's really hard.
Tough.
I have my favorite moments, but my favorite overall person. There's so many.
All right. Well, I'll say this, and this is because I always mention that I'm always gonna see him being in Florida, so I'm not always gonna hear him mic'd up. But anytime Mike McDaniel's on the docket, I need that man mic'd up. That dude is hilarious. So as far as press conference go, he doesn't have the type of funny that's gonna like for like most people, but my type of funny that I vibe with is
I could see that.
So
I could see that actually.
That's my dude. But yeah, anything that's running through my mind, either entertainment or sports, you're definitely going to be able to find it at Java Joe Sports on the X. Link to my writing portfolio is on there as well. I'm looking forward to more moments this year, especially with the Miami tan he's got going on now. He's fully immersed in the 305 culture, and I just love that for us.
I do that. I like the Mike McDonald. I can definitely see how you like his kind of dry humor. Like that makes sense. I'm surprised you didn't say. Well, I'll say who I was surprised you didn't say
he's even got my waves, like the curly waves going with the hairstyle. Like he's immersed, bro.
I'll actually go ahead and say who I thought you were going to say was Greg Popovich. I thought you were going to say Greg Popovich for some reason because he's so
also my type of funny.
That's where I was.
Also my type of funny. Yeah.
That is Joseph funny if I've ever seen. Okay, that's what I was thinking. But I can see that though too. Okay, Jordan, how about you, sir?
Ooh, that's tough. That like Joe said, that's tough. But like
so
you had time. Yeah, but you had time to think.
Bill Belichick, blunt.
Yeah,
very direct. He has that like. Well, you have that question. Come on, guys. Yeah. We'll talk about the football, man.
Ron Cincinnati.
Ron
Cincinnati.
Like that. Like he had that grumpy grandpa feeling funny. Like, and it's always a treat to watch it. But like, yeah. And you can also check my writings on football, Toei Pet Sport, Toei Pet Fantasy, all that good stuff. You can also catch me on ScOutCast, Media Hub, Mr. E Rock. You can also catch me Curious Sports Pulse with Senor Gabriel. You also catch me you can also catch my social media, JaceMouse898 at Twitter and Instagram, JaceMouse79 TikTok. But yeah, like I need that Bill Belichick blunt direct. Yeah, run to my.
Oh, bright side.
In my life,
a lot this year.
Yeah, exactly, and also can't wait for tomorrow night, baby. It's gonna be fun. College football, love it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I
don't know what you're talking. I knew there was a reason I should have worn this jersey.
We could do a preview like during the end if you want to.
And on that note, Jordan was muted. Okay, so I'm just like just had to. Okay, I'm gonna be honest here. I'm with you. I've been bouncing. I'm glad I was asking y'all to do it because I've been bouncing through names. Like Russell Westbrook came up because he's hilarious when he gets all like testy. He's wearing his goofy outfits. He's like the way better version of Cam Newton in a press conference. Like he's actually smart and he looks at reporters like they're stupid. Like what? Huh? And I also got to shout out Kawhi Leonard's creepy laugh. That was always a good moment. That's not like a usual thing, but. And you got to shout out Kevin Durant as well because he gives good presses, man. But my pick,
who I am? Google me.
Yeah, or the Charles Barkley one where he's on the sideline. He's just like Charles has this long ass question. He's just like, yeah. There's this kid.
Chuck's face afterwards, like that's all you can say to me. That's crazy.
His face. This is his face right here.
Mr. Sensitive.
I feel like it's 1 2 3, not 1 2 back to 1. No, it's like I feel like the Curb Your Enthusiasm music should have been going on in the background. That's great. Okay, but here's my answer though, and I think y'all will agree. This is more my humor. Shaquille O'Neal was the best at giving press conferences, bar none, dude. The dude is hilarious. But you got to shout out Pop.
Guys.
No, he says like, what was his random question? And he was like, I forget what team he was on. It was like the Heat, but he said a reporter, I don't know where it came from, asked him if a snake bit your wife or something, would you suck out the venom? Or even if a snake bit something, like, would you suck out the venom? It was so random, and he said, "No, but I do it to your wife."
Oh yeah, and then he pointed at him. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And that dude could just do that. Dude, no, but I do it. No, but I do it for your wife.
It had to be Miami or LA, but I can't remember because it was a long-term like person that he knew, like beat reporter, like he knew them.
It was. I don't even know how the question came up. It was like,
So
Like
it
a
had to been
snake
one of the
That's
places used
crazy,
that the
man.
most.
I'm 90% sure it was Miami. It was like that. Some bit, and I think it's like, would you suck at him? I do it to your wife. And he's already starting to cheese, and he's already cheesing his point out. And I'm Mrs. Sensitive. I'll come over here and beat your ass. All right, and you can find all of our work, such as it is, my musings, at least in our musings, digital media wise. At Living Good 09 and on Twitter and on ScOutCast Media on everything. My Facebook, Eric Livengood, and YouTube for ScOutCast Media Hub, and Twitch as well under ScOutCast Media Hub at Twitch. And thank you to all the people that watch through all these things and the trillions that watch after. So let's move forward. That was actually really fun. That was a fun opening. I'm glad we started with that. I love a good.
Yeah.
I love a good. Maybe we'll close with that too. Instead of saying our favorite player, we'll see our favorite moments in a presser. That would be so. That's just something to put in the back of y'all's minds. All right, that was funny. I do like. Well, Marshawn Lynch, as we already said, should get honorable mention as well. Okay, so moving back to the topic, I don't know if I want to start with this or not, but I feel like I'm going. I feel like I have to. You know what? First off, I want to say, Joe, I'm sorry. I don't think the game's over yet. Maybe it is. I'm sorry about the Nats. Doing their Nat thing against New York, and I'm sorry to you, Gordon, for the Mets, because from what I'm hearing, it's between them and the Braves look like they have a easier schedule than y'all do. So I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to apologize right now. That's all I wanted to say. Who's is that you, Joe?
I'm in
Nope.
different.
That's
same,
okay.
same year, different shit.
He knows what it is with the Mets. He knows.
So what do you do the
Same
day
year,
the
different
Mets are,
shit.
So what do you do to celebrate, or whatever you do the day the Mets are officially mathematically eliminated? What do you do for that day?
Cope for next year. Cope for next year, baby. That's all I gotta do. You just hope next year is better.
You say cope? You said you cope and cheer? Cope and cheer.
Cope for next year, because same shit, different year. That's all I've been through in my life. Yay.
You should make that into a rum. Call it cope and cheer, but make it like one word. That's a rum like that. Just for some reason it sounds like a rum right there. I think it'll cope and cheer. I'm sorry. We can put it like a Mets. I'm serious. No, I'm actually playing with you a little bit, and that's me. I'm sorry. That's not nice. So I will say this about the Mets: they've shown promise, as they usually do. The Mets need to stop going after, I think, blockbusters as much as they need. They need to get one blockbuster, and then they need to get a bunch of. They need to get some homegrown farm players. That's what they need.
Oh no,
that's what I really think.
Oh no, that's what David Stearns is doing. It's just that like, I feel like it's the same thing it happened for the Brewers in his first year. They show promise during the first couple of seasons. Then the second season, everything's coming together, and then we just consistently choke in the playoffs. Like, that's David Stearns' career. That's David Stearns' like GM/president of baseball operations career. Like, I think that we're going to get some big moves? Probably during the offseason.
They have the pockets for it. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that dude's Swiss bank account must be like out of this world. But I mean, they're going to take.
You bought art that literally like passed like that is literally worth the Oakland A's budget, like worth more than legit three teams in our player budgets. Like,
well, that's not fair, because the Oakland A's are not spending on purpose, because they're literally they're trying to run the team literally out of the state.
You're right. They already did. They're going down to Sacramento next season.
I know, but they're still I said out of the state. I said they're going to do everything they can to get them out everywhere. They're not going to spend anything on rosters, anything on the jerseys. Will probably come with like nacho cheese stains and hot sauce stains. All right. Speaking of Charles Barkley, Joe, I know you love this. Remember his when the Suns were really shitty, and he said like, "Oh, it's horrible. Instead of the jalapenos, they put pickles on the nachos, you know." And
the nachos are stale, the Cheetos are stale.
The chip says, "Yeah, the seats are uncomfortable." It's like, what about the parking? Oh, there's plenty of parking. You can pull up right next to the car.
Yeah.
He said you can wander down to the front row right there. Oh, how the Steelers shoot? Oh, they ugly. Oh, they ugly.
Yeah, they were They were they were showing highlights of the Suns game. I forget who they were playing, but they were showing highlights.
It was against the Hornets. Go figure.
Funny.
It was against the Hornets. Go figure, dude. It was, which was not a good year for us, but it was like when Devin Booker was like in his first 2 years. He said, "What did he say?" You know, there was a lot more. Oh yeah, the soda's stiff, the beer was flat. Oh yeah, it's all warm. And say it's actually cold there. It's actually cold there. Yeah, it's like snowing there. We won't get into the San Antonio part of Charles Barkley's career. That's just the churro.
San Antonio won. They're just unattractive, man.
That's not what he said. He didn't say unattractive. We ain't gonna go. But he did the churro thing. The churros. I ever had a churro. I finally got it. I don't understand why they so fat down there. It's just
Rockets.
I'm like, oh dear Lord.
They were playing.
It was a Rockets. Damn it! That was my second guess. I knew I was. I thought I might be wrong. I was just gonna stand by it, but I admit that I was wrong. I apologize. Well, before we move on to something else, let me get a yay or nay on this from y'all, because Joe, you're from my generation. Jordan, you're a little bit outside of our generation, technically. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you something. What are your thoughts about including the quote steroid users, even though especially like the Roger Clemens and the all-time home run leader in Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire in a season, same etc. So what are your thoughts on this? And what are you traditionalists, or do you think it's a kind of a travesty?
I personally don't care. The purists are going to say no because they impinged on the purity of the game, and they cheated the game, and et cetera, so on and so forth. But it was so rampant during that time period that they can get all the records and they can have all the records and all that jazz, but all of us know who watched, all of us know and who have seen the Mitchell report and have seen people go and have to, deliver testimony and all that jazz. We all know what happened. We know what happened. We've seen the corked bats. We've seen the juiced situations. We know what Sammy Sosa did. We know what Mark McGwire did. We know what Barry Bonds allegedly did. Like we know all of that.
Yeah.
So whether their names are in the record books or not, none of us who watched it and feel a certain type of way are going to change our minds on how we feel about that, whether they're in Cooperstown or not. None of us are going to care because we know what happened. So at the end of the day, I don't think it really matters if they're in there or not, because the world at large knows what happened during the steroid era of baseball. And that's something they can't change. They can't change our minds.
Yeah.
No, not at all. Not at all. I'll reserve my opinion until Jordan. Let me hear yours.
One sentence. Chicks dig the lawn ball. It was popular when guys were just destroying baseballs. It was legitimately popular when guys were.
That was awesome. Yep. I know, it was so awesome.
After that 94 strike, dead until those rights came up, baby. And also, we literally have people in the Hall of Fame that did roids, like Piazza, Pudge. So many. I think Jose Canseco too, and he wrote a book.
Whoa, is he in the Hall of Fame?
I don't know if he's in the Hall of Fame, but he definitely willingly said that he did it. Like he was one of the few people who said, "Yeah, I did it."
Him and Mark McGuire.
100%.
Him and Mark McGuire.
Yeah,
They're the only two.
No, Andy Pettit too. There's a reason why people really are not in Pettit yet. At least he admitted it.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, yeah.
for me, it's like just say you did it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But like, still, like there were guys in the Hall of Fame that did wards or in there for some, and they did a lot of things. Like, just let them in. Even then, even if they don't let them in, like the Veterans Committee will let you in. They're fine. They're fine with you guys. Like, it's just. I hate this pure that no, we must keep the sport pure and safe. I'm like, my brother in Christ, we literally had juice ball back in like 2017, 2019. Like,
we did.
Pitchers literally had to use spider tack to get at least get ahead. Like the Black Sox scandal, the freaking Astros scandal. Like we're not like none of this stuff is pure. Like
the Pete Rose betting thing.
Oh God, Pete Rose himself is a you know what, like.
Oh, of course.
Still,
well, he's not as bad. It's not as bad as Ty Cobb. Ty Cobb is like a racist, horrible person.
Mm-hmm, yeah. But yeah, like who cares? Literally, who cares? Let them in the Hall of Fame. Like legit. Like it's just that I don't like this purist rant up like, oh my goodness, they did steroids. I'm like, yeah, and they did. People did the lawn ball.
No, I get. Let me, Jordan. I'm sorry to cut you off. Let me just, because I don't want to get too carried away on the subject. So there's other stuff to move on to. Let me just give my quick 2 cents for what it's worth, because again, y'all are more enthusiasts of the game than I have been. But my biggest, when I was the most enthused about it, was the juice long ball days, and that was great times. Taking my opinion out of steroids in general, the 3 most deserving people, that's a travesty that they're not in there specifically, is Pete Rose, and this is in no specific order, by the way, obviously. Pete Rose, Roger Clemens, and 100% Barry Bonds. And they're all assholes. Barry's an ass. Barry Bonds is an asshole.
Oh no, Barry's an asshole, but at least he doesn't throw a bat at players. He
probably did. I don't know. Who knows? There's a lot of. Sometimes I just think I'm not going to go there. So I'm not going to go there. But Barry Bonds is the one that deserves most to be on there, because he was good before. He was good before that shit. He was on pace to be a Hall of Famer before any of that. I mean, that's just a fact. That's a damn fact. And he was like, and people were juicing. He was finally starting to get, I mean, on the A's, and then we went to the beginning of the Giants. People were doing it. He's like, well, fuck it. If they're going to do it, I'm going to do it. You know? I'm not saying it's right for all the kids out there. I'm not saying, hey, everyone's doing it, I'm going to do it. It's not right. I'm not saying it's a good thing. But I'm just saying, in general, like, it was that kind of time, you know? Jesus. Sorry, I just was reading something, everyone out there. But here's my thing, and this is what I'll close on. The only Hall of Fame, and I think maybe y'all will agree with this, is I don't respect Cooperstown. I don't respect MLB Hall of Fame, and I don't respect the NFL Hall of Fame. Reason being, for 2 different reasons. The only one I respect is the NBA Hall of Fame over in Springfield, Connecticut. I think that's what it is. But the reason why, one, they're more choosy. Baseball and football has to allow 4 people in every year, which I kind of think is ridiculous. You don't have to have 4 people every single year, or however many. So it's like you're going to have all these people, and yes, there are levels to it, but still, in baseball especially, both of y'all hit the nail on the head. We all know who. Oh, for the record, Canseco is not in the MLB Hall of Fame. Thank you to our fact checkers, and fact checkers, I mean Joseph. Thank you, sir. Canseco is not in the MLB Hall of Fame. However, it appears that he's in Oakland's Hall of Fame as of 2 weeks ago. Nice. You know why? Because Oakland doesn't give a fuck at this point. That's why. They're just literally they're doubling down. You You know what? They're going to put if Bonds isn't in there. I guarantee you he'll put him in there.
They don't care.
If Bonds isn't in there, he'll definitely going to put him in there. I mean, Clemens played for what, 4 teams? He's going to be in one of those Hall of Fames at some point. He needs the Rocket, for God's sake. Yeah, he's an asshole, but still. I mean, a lot of pitchers are. It just kind of comes down to that. So a lot of baseball players. What the hell am I talking? A lot of people are. But point is, Springfield, like in Springfield, it's just like absolute, or Cooperstown, sorry. Cooperstown, they contradict themselves on a regular basis. And they're so traditionalist, but what they are is like they're just bougie, old, white, wrinkly farts. And they don't care because they don't like, they're like the NCAA. They want to feel like they're in control. Difference is, well, actually, it's similar. They feel like they're in control, but they're not in control. In the same way that baseball players can basically extort them for, and every time they can go on strike and they're going to have to pay them. That's why baseball players get baseball money. But if the NFL goes on strike, we've seen it. Good luck with that. NBA, we've seen it. Good luck with that. So NBA might have more luck, but that's where I'm at with it. You know who else needs some luck right now, though? Maybe a little bit at least. Let's talk about real briefly about the weirdness of the WNBA. Joe was just talking before. He actually gave me an update, or us an update, of some of the scores, some of which are appalling. Joe, I'll let you lead in with the one that appalled you the most, WNBA style, and what does it mean for everything?
I mean, I just made mention that, you know, the Sky losing to the Mystics, but I mean their records are not that far apart. So I just say that because I'm thinking the Sky, you know, when we were heading into the second half of the season after the Olympic break, the Sky was going to be one of those teams that was going to be kind of like pushing on that last spot, and now they're falling into a dogfight with the Atlanta Dream for that spot. And by virtue of their loss to the Mystics, they're also now kind of in a sort of dogfight with them too, because they're only 2 games up on them. So very interesting how that's shaking out. Indiana is separating themselves from that squad. They're 3.5 difference now, and with the way the Fever are cooking, they may catch the Mercury and they may slide into that 6th spot. Although, given the team that they just beat today, which was the Sun, if they stand pat, they would face the Sun in the playoffs. So they may just want to stay there. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, if you're trying to be a playoff team, you have to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. So losing to the Mystics is kind of disappointing.
I think, and also something that should be worth noting, Indiana, because we all hate all of us have agreed they need to change that name. But Indiana is definitely the most impressive because they've been the number 1 pick in the draft 2 years straight. I don't think they do a lottery in the Dub. So I'm pretty sure but they haven't made the playoffs since what, 2016? If I'm not mistaken. So it's a complete turnaround, and the way that CeCe, and she's kind of like, Leah Boston has been kind of like not meeting expectations from where she was drafted. But now that CeCe's been there for assists, dishes, etc., you know, I mean, like, taking the attention from her, they've come together. And same with Miller on their team. Can't remember all their teams' names, but they're impressive, man. But there's one team I actually want to mention, and y'all tell me this, and I think this is because it's the Las Vegas Aces, even though they got the best player in the world of women's women's basketball as a whole. Hell, she's probably better than most men, is Asia Wilson. I will say this about her, or about her team, the Sky. They had 6 players. People were talking about today, and this was a great point brought up. They had 6 players on their team go to the Olympics, and they're like, oh, they're 2 and 4 since they got back from the Olympics. Well, yeah, because they've had to get reacclimated, and there was 6 of them. That's most of your team. The Sun, like the Indiana and Phoenix, or Indiana and other teams didn't have that. Now, I'm not saying that taking anything away from Indiana. They're playing great, but they didn't have to have that really short turnover. And the Sky, I think the Sky are just showing us where they are, and they don't have a high field goal percentage. And right now, Angel Reese's rebounding is what keeps them in a lot of the games, but it's not amongst a couple other things, but it's not enough right now. They need more guard play. So, but I still think the Aces are the favorite, even though Stewie on the New York Liberty right now, obviously, probably is the betting favorite. But Jordan, your thoughts on all the movement happening right now?
Scott, remember the old saying that the sky is falling, the sky is falling? That might happen to him, the Chicago Sky, because like, ooh,
we'll go with it. We'll go with
the Mystics, losing to a Washington team.
Huh. You just wanted me to bring up the banner, didn't you? That's all you wanted me to do.
That is shameful.
That's all you wanted me to do. That's the only reason you said that.
Do better, Chicago. Do better.
Do better, everyone. Yeah, that's the only reason he mentioned DC. That's what it is. Well, it is what it is. But right now, so I think we all can agree. Miss Clark is probably, because of her record and her team's turnaround and her numbers, probably is the edged favorite for the Roy this year. I think we all can agree on that. All right, Jordan, it's your favorite time. I know you're going to want – well, it's your favorite time is baseball, but I know you've been waiting on. Go ahead and do it.
Talk about the league that's going to be their season's going to be irrelevant in a couple next month. The playoffs aren't really set, but you see this is around 103, 104 games. You see where these teams are heading towards. You see Baltimore leaning over the Dodgers, even though they have a lot of sketchy bullpen arms. You have a lot of I want to say movement, but you have a lot of play that you just see that
That's not where I was going with this. That's not where I was going with this.
Oh.
I was talking football. I was like, all right, go ahead.
Football?
Go ahead.
Which football?
I didn't mean to cut you off.
He just assumed you were going to just pick up what he was putting down.
I did.
And he did.
Yeah. I blame myself in this situation.
I also blame you.
I did. Well, I thought he was. He was so excited before the show about it that I thought, you know what? Maybe I was. The alley-oop was not nice enough. I guess what it was. Okay.
You put a weak alley-oop on me, man.
I still see the alley-oop right there.
It's way above the rim. Tragic Bronson alert. Tragic Bronson.
Yeah.
No, not Tragic Bronson. Tragic Bronson.
I blame Jordan a bit, but at the same time, I blame myself mostly. That's okay. I'll take accountability for it. I'll be the JaVale McGee. JaVale McGee. He goes down to play defense, and the only question I have is, where the hell are you going?
So good.
Oh, my God. Okay. Yes, Jordan, I'm sorry. I should have been more clear. NFL, what you were talking about. I'll let you take it away. Go with it. Jesus, take the wheel.
The NFL? Oh, no. I'm going to take the wheel from Jesus. Because guess what? Let's ride. Pittsburgh Steelers, let's ride. Russell Wilson, he's taking the wheel from Jesus himself. He's like, come on, Steeler Nation, let's smelt. Let's win us 9 games. And
I'm gonna black out real quick. I'm gonna black out during this real quick.
It's gonna be bad. He's taking the starter war, which is no one should be surprised. No one anyone with a brain cell should be oh, yeah. This is not surprising.
If I heard that before.
Because Justin Fields is just a raw it has raw talent, but he's not he's just not a number 1 starter. Unless he really gets behind the bench, get the clipboard, and it's oh, that's how I know. So that's my problem. I'm fumbling the ball. I gotta learn from Russell to not fumble the ball. But yeah, I'm not really shocked by this move. and the Steelers offense is going to work around with Russell Wilson, and the run offense. So like he's not going to use that much. But it's the right move. It's gonna do well. And again, the Steelers are gonna win 9 games. With that blood magic that Mike Tomlin made all those years ago. It might be running out soon, but it's gonna be amazing to see the Steelers win 10 games again. And everyone's wondering how the hell did this team did it? How? They can't keep getting away with it. They can't.
Joe, well, but they will. Joe, before you go, I have one response to say to that decision today. That'd be this. That's it. That's all. Yours.
I mean, he was the leader of the clubhouse, and the only reason that it became a competition was because he got hurt. And then when Russell got hurt and he couldn't get on the field, Justin Fields was on the field. He was actually on the field. So they had on the field product that they could look at and be like, oh, okay, all right, great. They hadn't seen Russell yet when all these, all this talk about, oh, it's a real competition. It's a real competition. Then he got on the field and they scored on the one drive he played and he didn't turn the ball over. Oh, boom. All right. That's all we need to know. Yeah, he got on the field, we scored, and we didn't turn the ball over. That's literally all we need you to do. That's all we need you to do. We don't need you to make the Pro Bowl. We don't need you to make our wide receivers 1,000-yard receivers. We don't need you to run for 500 yards and score 5 touchdowns. We don't need you to do anything. We need you to not lose the game for our team. And once they saw that, the writings were on the wall, honestly. But that's not to say, like I said, when we were talking about this previously, that's not to say he's not going to have 10 or 15 plays in the playbook in the red zone or in short yardage situations where they put him out to use his legs, and or the threat of his legs, and then a short pass here or there. That's not to say they don't have that in the arsenal if need be, but this was always going to be the choice. People knew when he got released, this was going to be like a destination for him. Just because they could get him on the cheap and they had a team around him that he didn't need to be the guy, so to speak. They just need him to be a guy. Don't lose the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just don't lose the game.
See, okay. As a Steelers fan, again, yes, everyone. I'm a Panthers fan first. So it's like, oh, you can't. They're not in the same conference. They're not in the same division, even if that was the case. And
don't worry. Darius Butler on the Pat McAfee show loves the Dolphins and the Chargers. No one says shit.
Thank you. Joseph's being very kind to me today. See,
we always have a second team. Like we always have like that second team that's like, come on, guys, win.
It's a matter if you admit it or not. That's the difference. All right. Well, thank you guys. See, we're understanding people here. We promote growth, as we said before. We also we approve accountability. And Steelers always will be. They were first one before the Panthers. They'll be second. So as a Steelers fan, this is what I'm going to say. Yes, this was very predictable, and Jordan was ready to get on here. The reason I said he was so excited because he's ready to lick his chops. I was like, he clearly did misunderstood me. I said, and he thought like, oh, you thought that? No, I did not say I thought. I said that it was very obvious. Probably they were going to start Russell Wilson. I said it would behoove them. And there we go. Hold up. Wait, great time for this. Hold on. Joe's for you. There you go. Look at the bottom screen, Joe.
Oh no. You're like come on. It behooves them. They need to start Justin Fields. I'm like,
it would be
to you, Iraq. I'm like, really?
No, it would behoove them. Me and Joe love the word behoove, and I love the word besmirched as well. It cracks me up. So either way, it would have behooved them to take or to start Justin Fields. That's what I think personally, because they're not going to re-sign Russell Wilson next year. They're not. They don't have any other quarterbacks in their contract. They're going to sign Justin Fields, most likely. So why not see what you got? And the reason I say that, I'll move forward with this. You guys are right. This is a typical. God, I usually say this about the Panthers, so it's weird to say I'm saying about the Steelers. This is a typical Steelers move. Yes, it's about don't turn the ball over. I'm like, how does that work out for them? Yes, they get to the playoffs, and I like that. But there's no like risk taking. There's no like, okay, high risk, high reward. Why not go with the young buck who's unproven and try something different? You know, if you miss out on the playoffs, at least you fucking win for it, right? I mean, you have a really high ceiling, maybe a lower. I don't know about. I think that the floor is about the same, and that's what gets me. All right, but I have a prediction. You guys, all right, Jordan, Joe, I want you to make sure this is documented. I'll clip it if I can. I'm not wishing this upon Russ. I really don't. But today, when I was thinking, someone asked, like, "Well, do you think we'll ever see Justin on the field this year?" He said, "No, but that'd be barring an injury from Russell." And all of a sudden, it struck in my head. I'm like, it's like a weird. It's a feeling. It's a feeling. It's more than a feeling. Sorry, I had to be musical, but it's like I could see Russ going out for a couple of games and the whole backup quarterback coming in and taking over thing happening. I don't think Russ is going to lose in games per se, but he's not going to be like out of this world exciting. And what if he goes down for a couple of games regular season? I think that's going to be. I don't know. We'll see. His goose might be cooked. We have a comment here from an anonymous source. Someone better get that bubble wrap ready for Bryce Young. It's an anonymous comment, and to them I say "fuck you." Whoever that person, respectfully, fuck you. I have to say that, but you know who you are. You know what? That was the case.
Oh, wow. He made the titanium wrap.
That's what he did. I don't think there's such a thing. That's what he needed this past year. This year he's gonna do it. Bryce Young's gonna be there in a good way. He's gonna do it, bro. He's got the quarterback whisperer. He's got the guy who went in and got Geno Smith helped get Geno Smith back on the map. He's the guy who took Baker Mayfield and got him a contract later on. Helped him get a contract. And let's not forget, Bryce Young is talented. But that's a different story. We're going to stay away from the Panthers until we have to. But that's enough about that. Here's the sneaky breaking news I was going to tell y'all. I didn't tell you before. Y'all were all talking about Rashid Rice. And this is where I get to brag a little bit. Not like a lot, because it's not like that big of a surprise, but it's also, it's just how the NFL is. They've officially confirmed he is not going to be suspended this year. Rashid Rice is not. He is going to play. He is eligible to play right now all season. And that's because I know, unless it is something so egregious like Ray Rice, it is going to be like it's a matter of like due process, and that's low on their list. Rashid Rice is not high on their list. Let's get real. Now, yeah. So Rashid Rice is officially going to be on the roster. So that means even with Hollywood Brown out, they still got Xavier Worthy, Travis Kelce, and Juju / Rashid Rice, not in any particular order. So I just wanted to make sure everyone knew that. And another piece of sneaky news, take that for what you will. Dalvin Cook was signed to the Cowboys today.
Ooh, scary.
That's not – I don't know, man. I wanted them to go out and get him. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I thought it would have been smart for them to get him. I think he could still be useful.
Yeah, yes. Dalvin Cook and Ezekiel Elliott in 2024. I'm so scared.
Dalvin Cook is not like – Dalvin Cook isn't bad. I think you're sleeping on
And I like Dalvin Cook. It's just that, like,
I think Dalvin Cook
the all-in
good.
move. No, this is the all-in move Jerry was talking about.
I don't know. Joe, come on. I think this is actually sneaky kind of nice news here. The Rashid Rice thing, definitely sneaky big news. And I think the Dalvin Cook thing is actually, as long as he's in shape and they get it back into football shape, he's not like, him and his brother are both super talented. I mean, from a guy who lives in Florida, you know what I'm talking about. Come on. You're a Florida State fan.
Yeah, but he's also 6 years removed from being at Florida State. Here's the thing. If he was any good, if he was any bit the Pro Bowler that he used to be, it wouldn't have taken him this long to get re-signed, to get signed somewhere. So what it is they're looking at the attrition that he's had. They're looking at his age, which is, I think we can all agree, is a determining factor whether a running back is on the roster or not. And not only whether they're on the roster or not, also how much they're paying them to be on the roster. It's not a dying position, but the average running back salary is a dying entity because of the fact that we've seen a lot of guys get paid a lot of money and then flame out. We saw what happened to Le'Veon Bell, flamed out.
That was a different.
Todd Gurley got a lot of money. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, he did he or did he not work out for the Jets?
He did.
Doesn't matter how. Doesn't matter how.
Okay.
Did he or did he not work out for the Jets?
I just think you could have a better example.
I have 4. Yeah, you just haven't let me get there yet.
I'm saying, okay, Le'Veon Bell was
David Johnson, Todd Gurley, Ezekiel Elliott.
Yes,
they all flamed out. David Johnson especially.
I agree.
He was traded for
Jamal
nothing.
Lewis.
With DeAndre Hopkins for nothing.
And Jamal Lewis.
And that contract was terrible. Le'Veon Bell wasn't under contract. Todd Gurley regressed after like a year or two after that contract.
Hey, dude, you're trying to prove. I agree.
If the league at large had an amazing amount of trust in the running back position, they would not be going down in average salary. The Giants, to replace Barkley, got Devin Singletary for a bag of chips and a Coke compared to the salary that Barkley got with the Eagles. He's getting paid $8 or $9 million a season.
No,
there are average starters
out there
right now as number one.
With a Coke.
Regardless, pick a chip, doesn't matter. Dollar store, great value, it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is there are guys making less than double digits a season starting for squads right now. And that's That's just where you're at. So for me, Dalvin Cook getting on the Cowboys does not move the needle for me. It doesn't make me believe more or less in the Cowboys because he's just going to be a cog in the rotation that they're going to run out there with Rico Dowdell and with Ezekiel Elliott. He's just going to be a cog in a wheel, and that's really all they need him to do. Is be a cog in the wheel because they're going to run a rotation. A lot of these teams now are going to be running rotations, even if they feel like the bell cow of their group can handle it. They're just not going to because they want to make sure they get their money's worth. They don't want to end up with a Todd Gurley, diminished returns. A name that we didn't mention the last time we talked about the running back position, you had asked the question of overrated players, and I didn't have one at the time. Alvin Kamara for the New Orleans Saints.
I thought about that. No, I thought about that, but it's not. I don't blame him as much as I blame the surroundings on him. As much as I hate the Saints, but I don't know if he's overrated. I think he's just in a black hole right now.
It's not even just that though. He's hitting that age. He's hitting that age that regardless of what's around him now, he's diminished at this point.
Well, he's Christian McCaffrey's age. And
29,
and Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook, for the record, I just checked. He's 29 as well. I know. I agree. Everything y'all are saying is 100% true. I agree with that. I mean, there are certain exceptions, like Frank Gore, rare exception. Edgerrin James is another one that had a flush off after a while. Willis McGahee, Clinton Portis, bless him, et cetera, et cetera. It keeps going. Warwick Dunn, even though he was fast. Darren Sproles actually was an exception too. He played to be on. That's just because he was so elusive. But you're right. No, I mean it's a different league.
He never had the usage of any of the guys we listed.
Of course, and LaDainian Tomlinson is also an exception. Even on the Jets, he was still a difference maker. He wasn't like himself, but he was a difference maker. There are exceptions to the rule. I agree with you, but yeah, this is the evolution. We all know that, and I don't expect Dalvin Cook to be. I think this could be I agree with you. They don't need him to be. They don't need him to be the old Dalvin, like the young Dalvin Cook. They just need him to be someone that's a short yards guy. They need someone that can get him 3.8 yards a carry, sets the play action up with the new offense, or it's the same offense, but different defense. So I'm with you. Every piece counts. I mean, granted, they're probably a couple of years late, but they got him for a discount. So they should have gotten Derrick Henry when they had the chance. That was my opinion. Cowboys were perfect fit for Derrick Henry. Made sense, but actually, so did Saquon. Actually, I don't know about Saquon Barkley. I don't think he made as much sense, actually. I'm trying to think. Saquon actually makes more sense on the Eagles than he does on the Cowboys. But Derrick Henry would have fit a lot better on that
area too.
Yeah, that too, for sure. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with anything y'all are saying. Oh, here's the only reason I disagree about the Le'Veon Bell thing about that because he even comes back and he says
he was removed from the. I think he was actually removed. Like I think he didn't really play that much in his last season with the Steelers because of the holdout.
I'm looking at it right now. That's what I was gonna say. And here's the thing: Hassan Reddick is very close. It seems like to following his lead at a different position. He played chicken forever, and that got him. That's why he got out of football shape, something fierce. But I think he could have, the way he played, I think he could have been on the same, not necessarily a better running back, but he could have been on the same trajectory of having a longer running back career like LT or like not Frank Gore. Frank Gore is a freak of nature. That dude is a fucking freak of nature, dude. I love Frank Gore too. Like, shout out to all the Miami running backs. God, there's a million of them. There's a million Florida State running backs too. So I don't know. That's tough, man. But yeah, running backs do get fizzled out, no doubt. Bijan Robinson, if people keep talking the way that they're talking about using him, Bijan Robinson's going to be one of those running backs in 5 years too, because they're going to run his ass right. They are running his ass right. CMC, people are acting like, oh, and I said CMC's the same age as Kamara. True. But since he's been on San Francisco, they haven't had the Panthers version of what we had with him. I mean, he was incredible with the Panthers, but he got injured quite a bit, and it's only a matter of time. I'm not wishing anything upon him. I love CMC. I have no hard feelings toward him. But San Fran has been getting, because they have so many weapons, he hasn't had to be inflicted the pain inflicted upon him the same way he was on the Panthers. He would get between catches and touches, he'd be like 22, no pun intended, like not coincidence, I know, because that was his number, 20-something touches and 15 catches a game. The dude was just being used like a fucking machine. So that's why he's thrived a lot more in San Fran. But that can only take you so far at this point. All right. Guys, I wanted to go ahead and pose the question I saw today. We're at that point, and the way I put it, if I'm not, interesting question answered, or interesting question with interesting people before we wrap up. Well, before I do that, Joe, do you have anything that you have like an interesting premise or interesting, like I don't want to just step on, or Jordan, like interesting, like I don't want to be the one that I have one, but if y'all have something else, I'm happy to hear it out as well.
I mean, I don't have anything pressing that I wanted to broach.
Okay. Jordan, you got anything like that? You just like it's like hot on your mind, or like in terms of like a scenario or a narrative you want to ask about?
Before on the earlier show with Curious Sports Polls, me and Gabe made a little bet because he thinks the Colts are gonna be below 500 along with the Raiders. I disagree.
Wow.
And if the Raiders and Colts have a rain season, he's gonna be wearing an Iowa jersey and have a little speech, a little poem of saying Iowa is much better than Nebraska.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Before me and Joe are apparently about to. Me and Joe, like a couple of.
The Colts one is like the Colts one's absurd. They are going to go over 500. The Raiders one is like, but he will be wearing an Iowa jersey. That's guaranteed.
Before me and Joe dive into this like a pack of coyotes, because I can already tell that's where it's about to go. He said the bet is if the Raiders, the Oakland Raiders, and the Indianapolis Colts don't go 500.
If they go 500.
If they go 500, is that one or both?
One he's wearing the jersey, both the jersey and a poem.
Oh, the poem's gonna be lame though. He's gonna cut corners on. He's gonna cut corners. He'll probably say roses are red, violets are blue. I fucking hate you or something. Oh, come on. Okay, so the jersey's pretty funny. You should have made it as Iowa is like least. You should have done something even. We should have made it Ohio State. That would have been even better. Or Michigan. That would have been funny.
No, he hates Iowa. He hates Iowa.
Oh.
So
okay. Well, Joe, do you want to take? Joe, you want first dibs on this, or you want me?
Oh, you could take it first.
Okay. I got Indianapolis winning this division this year. And guess what? And you know why? Because they finally got, knock on wood, a healthy Anthony Richardson. That dude is feared. I don't care what people say. He is feared and going to be feared as long as he's on the field by all the defenses that they go against. Here's the other reason. Houston is playing a daunting gauntlet of a schedule. It is ridiculous. And Indianapolis has a lot more favorable of a position of a schedule. And they're in a second place schedule. Their defense is underrated. Their running back is still Jonathan Taylor last time I checked. Shane Steichen is still a really good coach. And we've seen that since he's left Philly and other places amongst that. I think LA was the place before that. And let's just be real. They're just yeah. Dude, and they have two really good receivers. Yes, Josh Downs is going to be out for a couple of weeks. Still got Michael Pittman Jr. They still got Josh Downs. And they still got a great running. And they got a good offensive line. I'm not going to say great, but a good offensive line. That goes a long way. And no, there's not a chance in blue hell that they're not going to go 500. Now, referring to the Raiders, I got the Raiders going second in the division. I know that's bold. I know, because everyone's ready to ride the hardball, you know what. But the Chargers don't have all the pieces that they need quite yet, and they haven't had the time to mesh. For the first year is going to be, I'm not going to say a struggle, but it's going to be right in the median right there. That's my prediction. But I'll tell you what, who has, other than the quarterback, which I know is a big deal. Trust me, but I trust the stash. as at quarterback. You know, I trust him to an extent. Speaking of the Colts, I trust the stash to an extent. Antonio Pierce is a great coach. Their defense is going to be strong. And yes, their running game lost a lot of pieces, but at the same time, I got more faith in them. I know Dylan disagrees. I know the world disagrees. I got the Raiders at second, so their record to me, I could see them easily being 9-7 or 9-8 or 10-7. That's me personally. I think your bet was absolutely valid, Jordan. I support it. Joe, you're up next if I didn't cover anything.
Yeah, I mean the over 500 for the Colts is pretty pretty simple for me. I'm a huge Colts fan. I think one could argue that last year they were ahead of schedule and they didn't even have their quarterback in there. So
they were way ahead of schedule.
So
they had the stash.
You cannot convince me that this year they're not going to be that much better with an actual running threat at the quarterback position. Now that obviously all depends on health, but even if he goes down, we got footsteps Flacco behind him. You can't convince me that the guy that took the Browns to the playoffs after their quarterback gets hurt can't be serviceable for a 3 to 4 game stretch if they need him. So there's just literally no way. I think that defense is going to grow and match the offense's intensity, and the offense is going to have a different level, a different gear, with Richardson at quarterback. So there's no way you can't convince me that they're not going to be at 500 or better. Raiders, less confident in.
Fair.
I think
Fair.
we need to hit the brakes on Antonio Pierce being a great coach. He wasn't the guy last year. He was the coach placed in there after the first one was a complete train wreck, and anything compared to Josh McDaniels being a head coach comes out looking like roses. The bar wasn't set that high. But I do trust his leadership because he did lead our defense, Jordan, for a period of time. With the New York Giants. He also played for the Redskins, and I just try to forget that even happened.
He went to the I don't remember that.
So as far as he's concerned, I do believe that he has, if there's two positions that I believe could be a head coach, it's middle linebacker and quarterback, because they both had to be extensions of the coaching staff on the field, on defense and on offense. So I believe that those two positions, it's the same way of how I feel point guards as head coaches in basketball. They're extensions of the coaching staff when they're out there. So I do trust in his ability to lead men. He did prove that last year. I'm just not willing to say he's a great coach yet. I'm less confident in them being over 500 than the Colts, but I do believe that they both have a great chance to do it because Minshew mania, brother. There's no way after watching him last year for the Colts almost get them to the playoffs that you can't see them at least being super competitive in what's going to be a really big dogfight in the AFC West.
I agree. Well, other than Kansas City, other than that, but yeah, I agree with that. I think
twice last year, so
no, that's true. But I'm with you. I'm with. Also, one more position, Joe. Everything that you said is true. I don't deny it. I think safety.
We can all agree that the Raiders aren't going to kiss the ring. We'll just say that.
Oh, of course not.
They're not going to kiss the ring. Okay, they're not.
I got him in second, but I don't have him making the playoffs in the AFC. That's where I think
I have to making the 7th seed.
I don't have anyone in the AFC West other than the Chiefs going to the playoffs.
I think I'm the same.
Because I have three different teams going to the playoffs in the AFC North. And then I have, which I think is fair, I have two teams from the AFC South and the AFC East. I probably have two. Yeah, there's no room for anyone else.
Yeah, I have Bengals and Chargers as wild cards.
Yeah.
Maybe. And the Bengals I have the least. Well, Bengals and Browns I have equal faith in. One because Bengals because of Joe Burrow, depending on if he's on the field, and Browns because of their defense.
Yeah.
It's just
I have the Bengals there because this is the first time that Joe Burrow's had the whole offseason to work with the team. The previous 2 years, he was out for the preseason, out for much of the training camps leading into the season. This is the first season he actually had a full training camp. And so that, I think, is going to contribute to not starting off slow like they have been the last 2 years. Did we lose Zero?
Good reasoning. No. You there, E-Rock?
He's frozen on my end.
Oh, God. Same.
That's what I said. I just see his face.
I think,
like this is the first off season he's had with the team. I mean, that's gotta.
I just see it like the same roster with the potential same problems. Like it's the problem I have with the Jets. It's like there's a lot of ifs. If Joe Burrow's healthy, if Jamar Chase can focus, if T. Higgins can focus because like
they need to get that.
They have a lot of contract negotiations. Like I think Higgins is out.
After Jabbar seeing CeeDee Lamb get paid.
Oh no!
They need him to get signed right now.
Oh no! Once Jamar saw that contract, he was like,
He's like, there's no way I make less than him. There's no way I make less than him. There's no
you better
way.
pay me now, boys. You better pay me now. Pay me now. I love me Joe. I love you, Joe. But these guys better pay me. You better pay me now. Because I ain't making less than CD goddamn Lamb.
Do you think he'll argue to be ahead of Justin? Do you think he'll try to argue to be ahead of him? Which is kind of funny because they were teammates.
Probably.
Like, that's actually pretty hilarious
Oh
if he's holding out to
that
make more money than him. Can you imagine if he called him and said, yo, Minnesota's about to give me this? All right, bet.
And he's like,
I'm making more than that. Just know that. Click.
No, exactly. No, once you get that phone number, you gotta text.
Wait, was T on that team too?
I think
T's not from LSU, right? There was like 3 of them that got drafted high.
Oh my god! Oh my
goodness!
Sorry, he's alive. He's made it.
No, breaking the action. Sorry. My Wi-Fi went.
It's still kind of.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Like,
I know. It's not great.
Still cutting. But anyway, that's your dude.
That's okay. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. You know, it happens. If anything, I trust y'all to be good hosts anyway. I trust you, though. Well, Joe, I trust you more to be a good host.
Yeah,
Jordan scares me.
We were just chat-chitting over the Chase contract and to see if he got a heads up from Justin how much money he was going to get so that he'd know how much to ask for. He's like, yeah, how much for Minnie? All right, bet. You know I'm making more than that, right?
Yo, they must have made a bet. That's the thing.
It's like, yo, don't come below 35 a year. 35 a year because I want to make 36.
Yo, that was.
I mean, I don't think they did that, but that just would be hilarious to me.
I can't wait to just actually
like that.
I can't wait to see actually what I can't wait to see actually what transpires with all these contracts. People are so confident. Like, I love the insiders, and like I said, it makes me happy to watch all the insiders be so uncertain about Hassan Reddick, because it's always like, so hey, so what do we hear about Hassan Reddick? Or in this case, it'd be like, they're so sure about Ayuk. I'm like, are you really? Because every time you say something, it goes back and forth. So, and then with Hassan Reddick, but it makes him so angry, and you can just tell he's like, well, what's up with Hassan Reddick? Your guess is as good as mine. I'm like, and he's like, oh my god, I get paid for this, and now I hate it. I was like, yeah, well, Hassan Reddick's sitting in his house. He's like, screw you, I don't give a fuck. I mean, it sucks for Jets fans, but I don't know. They'll still be whatever. I don't know. We're not going there. We're not touching the whole thing. All right. Well, that was a good question, Jordan. That was a good question about, well, it was what y'all talked about earlier. But yeah, I think we all agree. Less confident about Raiders, but we could see a path there, and possibly. And
Terrace Marshall Jr. Wow.
Yeah, we traded him.
He was in that LSU squad.
We traded him?
Yeah, I knew there was a third guy. I just couldn't remember who it was.
So Terrace Marshall Jr. is looking at this boy to me like, come on, man. I'm sad.
Terrace Marshall Jr. has so much promise on the Panthers. He has so much promise, but he's just never consistently shown it. Like, he can make incredible catches when he wants to, but his route running.
Get rid of him, but he doesn't play special teams.
Did we officially? Oh, we released him. Oh, awesome.
Yeah, he was one of the cuts before. Because he doesn't play special teams.
No, we were shopping him around, and something I do think is hilarious. Remember the guy y'all were talking about, the running back for the Rams?
Gurley?
I can't remember his name.
Kyron Williams.
What? The guy who? Yeah, him.
Yeah.
He's Sean. I said Sean. Oh yeah, Sean McVay announced today that he's going to play special teams returner on kickoffs and punts, along with being a running back.
Kickoffs and punts? I heard punts.
Oh god.
I heard both. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Punts are more dangerous.
Both.
Punts are more dangerous than kickoffs are. I don't give a rat's ass what anyone says. Punts, you have to look up, and you're not seeing where they're coming from. Kickoffs, at least you get a freaking view.
Yeah.
For me, that's just like
it's stupid
not
either
which
way.
one's more difficult. It's the fact that doing both just increases the odds of.
Well, no, I'm not talking about difficulty. I'm talking about injury. But it's more. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah. No, we're saying the same thing. Yeah, no, it's like I think it's more risky for health to play a punt returner because you can get beamed if you don't like call fair catch at the right time.
Yeah, so the ESPN link says Sean McVay reveals that Kyron Williams will return punts.
There's only 2 players I can ever remember in history that actually pulled that off. Fine. Steve Smith for the Panthers did a really good job of it for years. Even his triple crown, the only time he ever stopped doing it was on his triple crown year. The other person that did it was Tyreek Hill on the Chiefs. And that's because no one was going to touch him. No one was touching him. You could never get him straight up to hit him. So but this is a terrible idea because he is their only real good running back, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. I think they got Blake Corum too. So like they might be liking him more, but like it just feels weird.
I'm not a fan. I mean, I like it and respect it because it's like different. And it's not my team. But it's just stupid.
It just feels weird.
It seems very reckless. But hey, you know what? Sean McVay is a good coach, and him and Mike Shanahan have shown that they can. Well, Sean McVay actually has a Super Bowl, but they've shown. Sorry, I had to drop that in there. And he also wasn't the offensive coordinator when they blew a 28-3 lead.
Kyle Shanahan, baby, gotta love him.
For real, right? I don't. You said I gotta love him. No, I don't. No, I don't. The hell I do.
No, you love it as a Panthers fan.
I hate him as a Panthers fan. For that
you
game,
love
yes,
you love him blowing lead.
Yeah, but I can always count on the Falcons to do that. I can always count on the Falcons to do that no matter who the coach is. That's just the truth. Hold on, I have one question to pose before we wrap up here. 1 second, real quick. All right, so here's my question to y'all. I have to just know because this whole thing about running backs and all this. No, I'm kidding. I'm scrapping that. I'm going back to the first thing that we talked about earlier. Before we sign off, say your favorite press conference moment, or give me your top 3 because there's so many. Give me your top 3 favorite press conference moments, and then give us your calling card before we peel out of here. Key and peel out of here. Jordan, let's start with you this time, sir.
I always have a special feeling of like a place in my heart for Steph Curry and his story. Like those moments were so cute during the press conferences. It's so cute and nice. Along with Francisco Lindor's like his baby little girl saying "back." I was like, "Aw." But my favorite of all time is basically like during this during like the NBA playoffs where like it was Luka Doncic was answering a question, and like one of the split video was being heard. It was I don't know where the dude's AirPod was on or off, but he heard it and he was like, "Oh, you're muted. You're muted. Muted."
Sorry, I know. I hear you. I thought I turned it back on. Okay, sorry. That's a good one. All right. You said you got a couple. You got any other ones?
It was that the one with the kids. Like it's always cute. And then LeBron James, it's like, I think it was like during this series or last playoff series where after they lost to Nuggets, he was like they're just broken. It was just funny to see, man. It was just funny to see.
All right, word up. All right.
because I was tuned to really feel like we thought who we thought they were from the Arizona damn it.
Denny Green.
Danny Green. We thought who we thought they were. And that's right. We love them
around to Teal Sunrise and shot. So that's a good one. You got one more you want to shout out, or you good? You good?
I thought I already said like
said two of them. Yeah, my bad.
I thought I said like Steph Curry and his daughter.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Well, my bad. I was just asking. My bad. I didn't want no problems. I don't want no problems, bro. All right. Don't hate me. Don't hate me, bro. Okay.
Don't hate me. Hate the game.
Yeah. Hit us with your calling card then before you start.
My calling card. Ooh.
Before you kick my ass.
I will never. You'll probably get my ass for it, but like, yeah. But you can check my right. Total Apex Sport, Total Apex Fantasy, all that good stuff. You can check me. You can check me out in ScOutCast Media up with Mr. E-Rock. You can also check me out in Superior Sports Poke with Senor Gabriel. You can check my social media, JaceRound6898, and Twitter and Instagram, JaceRound79 TikTok, and like I said, tomorrow night, North Carolina State against West Carolina.
West Carolina, nice.
That and like it's good. Like if West Carolina embarrassed NC State, you'll probably be like, losers. But right after that,
God.
North Carolina, Minnesota. Can't wait for that game. It's gonna be litty.
It's not as cold as it should be up there, so you might be okay.
I'm not even worried about it. It's just
better to
Jordan.
Go up there now.
No, it makes me worried because it only makes me worried because of Jordan with his evil smirking self, like Dr. Evil over here.
Yep.
I don't know if he's been out of pocket today, but you better hope that he wasn't, because it's gonna. He never takes the actual shots. The rest of us are the ones that take the blows.
Why do you think?
I got no dog in college football. Only in NFL football.
Bullshit.
So he has nothing to lose. Is basically what he's telling you. Your whole team can go down in flames tomorrow, and it's like, well, nothing's gonna happen to my college team. I don't have one.
Exactly.
That's my issue. I'm in a catch. God dang it, bro. I really am getting. Joe, I'm scared. I'm scared because of him now. It's just it's the worst times when he has nothing to lose. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is the worst of it.
He has the ability to catch you overseas too, because he got my team over in Ireland. So you're gonna catch strays no matter where you're playing.
Oh, no.
You're playing in Minnesota. Mine was in Ireland and they got beat.
The only time Minnesota is gonna be happy.
If that happens, there's gonna be two things that are gonna be caught tomorrow. I'm going to catch a flight, and Jordan's going to catch an ass whipping if anything happens to my team. So I'm going to catch a flight, and he's going to catch an ass kicking the Bronx hadn't seen in a hot minute. So that's all I know. You better. I'll
probably at the door be like this. I don't know. I don't know.
I'll get someone to buzz me in. I got you though. I got you, bro.
He's gonna hit you. I don't speak English.
I need to know speak English.
See, DoorDash. It's a DoorDash delivery for Senor Jordan.
DoorDash. All right, let's go.
Oh, he's like, oh.
He's going for the door.
It's like,
oh, you're gonna try him like this.
No! It's gonna be Pulp Fiction, and I shall strike upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger. For those who.
Okay, no, we need him breathing just in case we need to trade with him.
Oh no, I don't want to catch a case. I don't want to catch a case, but he's definitely going to be breathing through a tube for a bit.
A tube?
Damn, that's wild. That sounds like catching a case here.
Oh, is that catching a case? Oh, okay.
That sounds like catching a case, if we're being honest. A tracheotomy sounds like that's catching a case.
Fair enough. How about this? How about I just like punch teeth out so we can't actually talk shit about our teams anymore?
All right. Well,
I'll find.
risky business,
I got.
but I respect
I got
it.
my phone.
You know,
I got the
I can
cat.
fight
I'll
that.
do
I
Stephen
can
Hawking,
fight that.
baby.
I can fight that in court. I can fight that in
Alright.
court. That's different.
I personally, I told my sister I was saving my first offense for the first person that hurts her. So, that's
That's fair.
You know what I
That's
mean?
fair.
That's what I'm
That's fair.
saying. That I feel like I need to protect the sanctity of that.
True.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, let's get off Jordan. Jordan, I love you. So I just wanted you to know that, just in case I do have to do it, it's all out of love. When I literally remove your front 2 teeth. All right. All right. You better hope nothing happens to Tar Heels tomorrow.
Strategically rearrange, we'll say.
Yes, I'm going to literally. You're gonna have a
we're
list like no other after this.
I don't know. We're gonna watch together, man. That's the thing. We're watching together.
I'm gonna make you. I'm gonna make you bite your own tongue.
All right. Dog in a fight. I might watch that with you.
Oh God. Okay, just Joe. Move on, please. Move fast. Favorite moments on.
Yeah. So Jordan shared one of them. The Denny Green outburst. When he was with the Cardinals against the Chicago Bears was crazy. Just because it. They weren't exactly a team that you say is like dominant. So for him to say we knew exactly who they were, they were who they thought they were, like, is kind of like,
oh yeah,
you're like, okay, but you're not exactly like chill. Okay, you're not exactly a perennial like powerhouse. So let's relax. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought that one was crazy. That and the fact that his outburst was hilarious. Secondly, as a New Yorker, I have to pick this. Herman Edwards, we play to win the game. Has
of course,
to be on my
yeah.
If anything, the facial expressions as he's delivering, he's just like, hello? Like, what a stupid ass question to ask me. What do you mean? He was offended by the question is why that went south like that. And then another thing by offended by the question, 4 days ago was August 24th, or as I and the world now affectionately calls it, Kobe Bryant
Day.
And his press conference after the going up 2-0 in the finals by the very regulars, just standard, like, this guy's always at the press conference, Lakers reporter, and when he's asking him why isn't he happy, and it's like, job's not finished. Is the job finished? I don't think I don't think so. That is so real. It is so real and so to the core of who Kobe Bryant was. That had to be my third. So shout out to Cobes, who's just raining threes and taking 85 shot attempts in heaven. As we're down here partying it up. See, God's not going to tell him not to shoot. He created him. He knows. More times than not, that ball's going in.
No, he's shooting. He's shooting. But I think, like, oh my goodness. He's gonna look down and once in a while be like, "Yo, you better win this one." So I'm one of the Lakers play. I ain't like one of the Lakers, but also he's looking down because Jason Tatum's like, "I did for you, Kobe." Oh. He's looking down like, "No,
not the Tatum drop." Anyway, any music's of mine, whether it's entertainment or sports related, you can find at Java Sports on the X. Link to my writing portfolios on there as well. And I just want to say that we're one step closer to football, like actual football. And then I can just, stop caring about baseball until the postseason starts. So that's really what I'm looking forward to, is not having to pretend to like sports while we wait for the sports we really like to happen. No offense to baseball. No offense. The Olympics saved us this year. I just want to get the football and basketball again.
I just want this frustrating season to end.
The man speaks true. The man speaks true.
Come on, bro. It's 162 games. It's hard to be interested for that long.
Unless you're working all the home games, Joe.
To be fair, he's 162% right. So hey, Cherry, I don't think we're supposed to say that on. I don't think we're supposed to say that on our podcast, but who cares? Hey, we run this bitch. We run this bitch. So fuck it. I don't care.
I'm not gonna lie to chat. And we'll keep it
I know
100.
I keep
I
it 100.
cover it because we have to, not because I want to.
Keep it 100. You know what? I'm not gonna. As the guy who quote is like, all that is ScOutCast Media Hub. We are all in it together. I still approve this message of I can't wait to stop pretending to care. I do care about golf, but it's not enough to keep me going like this. It's not enough to keep me fueled for football season.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Joey, y'all crack me up on that one. All right. I'm actually not gonna say what mine are. I'm just gonna show y'all. That's what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna show the 3 brief clips of my 3 favorite moments off the top of my head of this. So enjoy temporarily before we sign off, and I give the calling card here. All right, which one first? All right, this is the one I want first. Share.
Last 2 questions. Michael in the back, and then Mark.
LeBron, Michael Lee with Yahoo Sports. Would you say that this is probably the most frustrated or disappointed you've been coming off a finals game, knowing that you were right there, you had many opportunities to end? Is this probably more frustrating you've been after loss?
Because it's right now, I would say, yeah. I mean, I always live in the present. I don't know how frustrated I was after the loss in the past. I think we played as well as ourselves a chance was taken away from us. Simple as that.
Mark, last question.
LeBron, Mark Schwartz,
Here it is.
ESPN. From listening to everybody's reaction to the play at the end with JR getting the rebound, there's still confusion about whether JR thought the game was tied or whether he thought you guys were ahead. From where you stood on the court and from talking to him after the play, what's your reaction to it? What's your version?
What do you mean, what's my version?
Well, did he think that the game was tied, or did he think that you guys had it salted away?
How do I know that?
Or did you just
I said no already.
Oh my God.
I knew it was a tie game. We was down 1.
Oh God.
George Hill went up. He made the first one. We got the offensive rebound. You know, I thought we were all aware of what was going on. That's my view.
We were all aware.
I don't know what JR was thinking. I don't know the question you're trying to ask.
I don't know what the
I was just trying to see if you knew exactly what his state of mind was. Did he think that you guys had it won, or did he think he was trying to make
He
a
was
play?
supposed to be a mind reader. I'm leaving.
Not sure.
What do you mean I'm not sure?
Mark
No, I don't know his state of mind.
Schwartz is such a bad.
Did you know if he knew the score?
He's like, whatever.
I'm
Thank
leaving
you.
because you're on some bullshit right now. I'm out of here. Give me my water.
What,
Give me
what,
my
what,
glasses.
what's the supposed to do? We're supposed to be like this?
No, hold up,
Don't do
listen.
it, JR.
Hold
Don't
on.
do it.
Guys,
Don't think
chill,
about
chill,
the Henny.
Chill.
So funny.
He said, "Do better tomorrow." Oh, they didn't kill. They cut it. He says, "Do better tomorrow." That's where I get it from.
No.
Okay.
Was he supposed to go like? Was he expecting LeBron to be like, JR? Don't think about the Henny. Don't think about the
Oh,
Henny.
God. That was great. That was great,
So
man.
anybody with a brainstem could see when he was demonstratively like, "What are you doing?" And then he goes over to him and he's like, plain as day, "I thought we were up." That's literally, and that's when he turned around and just like, "You thought we were all right." He was done with the conversation at that point.
He said, "Do better." He said, "Do
I thought
do
we
better
were up.
tomorrow."
All right.
I don't understand the
I'm
question. All right. Here's the next one. Here's the
I
next one.
forgot.
Here's the next one. That's why I always say "do better tomorrow" on the show. Okay, because that cracks me up. It's my favorite LeBron moment. Here's the next one. Oh God.
Hey, Chris, how can you put this into words? I mean, you've been around and you guys are.
No.
It's
We're,
required.
hold on.
We had a chance to go to 10 or something like that.
Swings against
Let a huge opportunity set in.
the game. I think 5 minutes left.
I mean, I was trying to make.
This game's as close as these 6-1.
We'll see. 3 Clay hit. I made a false step towards it. Game was tied.
That's not what I was looking for.
Like I said, get them credit.
That wasn't what I was looking for. Here it is. That's it. Sorry.
Chris, will the Clippers be back here Sunday playing a Game 7? What?
Your feeling about, your level of confidence
What
that
is
you'll be
he
back.
supposed to say?
You can say, "No, it's over." I mean, that's what you want to hear. Yes, that's. Come on, man. You've been doing this long enough. Seriously, right?
You can expand upon that.
No, I don't know. Everybody in here laughing for a reason.
Because you asked a dumbass question.
Stupid, man. That is
Everyone,
so stupid.
everyone.
Now, if he would have said, "What do you need to do to come back here for Game 7?" he would have been fine. He would have been fine.
Yeah.
Anything he said after that would have been above board. But the fact that he said, "Do you think you're coming back here?" Like, what? That's Chris. Chris is like, what? What did you ask me? No,
so
we're cooked.
stupid.
We're done. I'm going home right now.
I love his facial expression. Like, you think you'll be back here for that? I'm like, what? He's like, wait, what?
He's like, and then the follow up, can you expand on that? No, I'm not going to expand on that. Everyone here is laughing at you for a reason.
I know he even said, like, it was Game 6, and he said, well, the next game is Game 7. So I was like, come on, man, you've been doing this long enough. That was great. There's only one more. There's only one more. There's only one more, and it's 22 seconds. It's 22 seconds long. Oh my god! And this is the one this is previously referenced. Oh god, these are funny. I wish I could have put Russell Westbrook in some of these too. He's like, whoa. All right.
No, another favorite was Russell Wilson literally saying after I think it was after like one of the losses during the 2022 season.
You mean let's ride?
Let's ride. Where he did answer all the questions and ended with a country. That's right. In the most deflated way ever. I was cracking, man.
Hey, bro. All right, here we go. 25 seconds. My mistake.
Last question right here.
Shaq, let's just say that a snake bit your mom right up here, right in the chest area. Would you be willing to suck the venom out to win the title?
No, but I will with your wife.
Go. What, man?
Tell you, I can't remember who it was, but it had to be a regular one. It had to be a regular dude that's always there. Because there's no way he walks off like that, says that, laughing that hard. No, he had to know that, dude.
No, not necessarily. It's Shaq. He could have done it anyway. Oh my god, that is. I still want to know. I still want to know the context. Why was that? And I forgot that he even mentioned like in this chest area. I'm like, why is that even asked right now? But I would your wife. Yeah, I would be your wife. I love Shaq, man, and you can find me if I can get my face together here. That was great. I'm so sorry. Scratchy 30. I need some water. Oh, so you can find my musings. I am amusing. You can find my musings at LivingGood09 at Twitter. Find all these beautiful people and us laughing our asses off. At other people laughing their asses off. There's a reason why we laughing right now. There's a reason everyone laughing right now, man. You can find that LivingGood09, Eric Living Good on Facebook. Hey, friend me on Facebook, bro. And
friend me on Facebook, bro.
Hey,
come on.
Let's be Facebook friends,
yo.
Yeah. Find us on Twitch, ScOutCast Media Hub, and find us also at YouTube. The way to do it if you don't like social media, but you just like to have fun, and you want to see us just cracking the hell up. Guys, it has been a blast tonight. I cannot even tell you that was a good way to kick that off. I'm so glad that we talked about that at the beginning and we capped it off. We might have to have a clip of that. Might be a new segment, clip of the day. Everyone, that's our homework assignment. We jump on. You have a clip ready to go or something. That was great. Everyone needs to laugh these days. All right. So, any last words, boy, or any final words closing off? Anyone? Jordan, Joseph. Well, Matt.
Let's ride.
Let's ride. Let's ride.
ScOutCast Media.
You know what? You know what?
Let's
I can't even say let's ride now because I know who's the quarterback. Who's the quarterback up? I can't even say that now.
Steelers Nation, let's ride.
I can't even now. Tomlin Nation, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sad. I'm so sad.
No.
Oh.
The Danger Witch, man. The Danger Witch. Let's get dangerous.
So dangerous, that girl is. Get out of here.
Maybe they'll be so terrible they have to change it from Acrisure back to Heinz Field.
No.
Yeah.
Acrisure is gonna be like, let's ride out of the naming rights of the stadium.
No, Subway Fields, baby. Danger Witch Field. Get that Danger Witch back. No, Mr. Unlimited. Mr. Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited.
Unlimited.
You guys done? You guys done?
No,
you guys done?
No.
I love Russ, man. He's gonna get 30 touchdowns this year. I'm telling you right now.
Gonna,
31 touchdowns.
31, baby. 31 touchdowns. He's gonna get a rushing touchdown against the Broncos. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful,
you know what?
When they beat the
Broncos.
Broncos.
If he does get 30 touchdowns, I'm a happy man. I'm just saying. I just don't see it.
They're at least 10 and 7 if he gets 31. 100%.
All right. Well, there you go. On a happy note. I don't understand the question you asking me. Do better tomorrow. No. All right, guys. We'll see. Everyone have a great night. We'll talk to you later. God dang it. No, but I will with your wife. Jesus.